Welcome to our garden. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. It is my sanctuary. It is the place that I come to hang out. It is the place where I spend a lot of my time when I'm not at work. So I'm super excited to share it with you guys. I kind of give you guys a brief overview and explain to you a little bit as to what we've got going on in the garden right now. To be honest with you, this is not just a garden. This is so much more. It is the life that we have left behind. It is the life that we are growing and the life that we are building. And it is so important to me for so many reasons. I want to share it with you guys. So welcome to my very first garden tour. Let's get into it. So the main reason why I say that this is so much more than just a garden, that this is not only a life we left behind, but a new lifestyle for us, is for a number of reasons. We started our desire for this kind of journey, I guess you could say, in 2020, 2021. Around the time that COVID hit, we really took it serious. You know, it's always been a dream of ours. We want a homestead, we want to farm, we want to grow our own food, but it never really seemed like it was something worth chasing in such a quick amount of time. We were born and raised in the state of Colorado, and if you know the first or last about Colorado properties, they are not cheap. The idea of having a big farm and a big property just didn't really seem obtainable to us. It was something that we set on the back burner. It was on our mind, but never something that we really boiled down to doing. When COVID hit, not only was COVID occurring, but there were also a lot of other health issues that we were dealing with on the backside of things, kind of in our own personal lives, and it really opened our eyes to health and what that really means. In doing so, I really dove into a lot of the information based around the vitamins and minerals that you can receive from your food, the recommended daily intake of certain vitamins and minerals that you can take over the counter, how you can get those things through your food, and it really piqued my interest to take growing food a lot more serious. We wound up being super blessed. We wound up finding this property here in Alabama seriously on a whim. It was unplanned, it was unexpected, it was something that we were really not prepared for, I don't think, but we have made it work, and it has been an absolute blessing to us. We have been able to grow a lot of our own food. We have been able to source a lot of our own food. Doing so, we have been able to network with a lot of our community members, a lot of our neighbors. We have been able to supply people at work with eggs. We've been able to supply our neighbors up and down the road with eggs and fruits and vegetables and all sorts of things, and that has really built such a community for us. They have given us things back out of their gardens, and it has just been a wonderful, wonderful experience. It has been good for the mind. It has been a very peaceful experience. We lived in an area that was a rat race, so to speak. You know, there was a lot of hustle and bustle, a lot constantly going on. So to be here and to kind of be in our own peace and serenity, to have our own plot of land that we can do whatever we want with, we can grow whatever we want, you know, we can have fires, we can host people. We have just had such a lovely experience. So I can't wait. We are starting on our first plot of the garden, so you can't really see it. I will walk you guys through some of the sprouts that we have going on right now. Our garden right now is just a couple of raised beds and then this singular plot. I am planning on continuing to till a variety of plots throughout the property because this soil has just been so loving to us. It has been great. It appears as though, looking through the history of the property, that this once was a prior farm. They actually farmed the better majority of everything that you are seeing behind me. So the goal is to essentially do the same. I don't have all of the equipment to do it on such a large scale yet. It will come, it will change, but I am very blessed with the little equipment we have right now and the things that we can accomplish, and I'm just so excited. I can't shut up about it. This garden has been such a long time coming. I have done some raised beds. We have used a lot of Fox Farm soil. I'm a soil snob, so I touched on that a little bit in one of my previous videos, but being a soil snob, it has led me into a rabbit hole of how much money can I really spend on my garden. And let's be realistic, I am a 24-year-old girl. I do not have all the money in the world to spend on Fox Farm soil. I would love to, but we've got priorities, you know? So in the ground is a little bit more feasible, and it is a little bit more realistic, and it seems to be a commonality around here. So in the ground, we do. So this is one of our first raised beds, one of the only ones that we have actively going right now. And this has all sorts of garlic in it. This is actually the German extra hardy garlic by Baker Creek Heirloom seeds, and I am very happy with it so far. we've got some good progress on this. I do plan on making a video in reference to the growing and harvesting of garlic, so stay tuned for that. Very excited about this. We have had very good progress from these so far. They're curling over exactly like they should be. We do have one little strawberry on here right now that's so exciting. I'm so excited about that. This first row right here, we have a lot of sweet corn. This is by a Survival Seed Company. I believe my mother-in-law would have gotten those on Amazon if I had to guess. Those have grown very, very well for us, obviously. We have many seedlings throughout here, so I'm very excited about that. This second row right here, we have more sweet corn. These are growing a little bit slower, but I don't think that is a knock to the seed supplier by any stretch, because these are from Mowing seeds in this row right here. Mowing seeds, we use a lot of their seeds and we love them. They are an absolutely wonderful seed provider, but the seeds that I put down in this row I have had for a few years, so the likelihood of those germinating was slim anyways. So nothing I'm offended by. No knock to the seed supplier. Like I said, Mowing Organic Seeds puts out some absolutely incredible product. I just am running on some old seeds over here. We gotta use what we have, okay? In this row right here, we have a lot of emerald okra. This is by that same Survival Seed Company. I'm probably gonna have to thin a couple of these out, but ultimately, okra grows really well here. It is such a staple in Alabama. I personally love okra. I think okra is phenomenal. I think it's so delicious. So I'm mostly growing that for my own personal benefit, to be completely frank. Both of these rows are watermelon, but they're from two different providers. So one of these rows of watermelon is Klondike Blue Ribbon Watermelon, and that is also from Mowing Organic Seeds. That was picked from their 2022 selection. So the fact that these germinated like they did was utterly amazing. I do have more. I've got some Crimson Sweet watermelon, and those are from the Survival Seed Company. Throughout here, we do have a little bit of jalapenos. They're kind of hard to see because we do need to come through and just weed a couple of things out. We've got some freestanding jalapenos. Normally, a lot of people start those indoors and then they put them outside, but I just kind of went ahead and threw them right out here, and they've done very well so far. Up here towards the end of the jalapenos, I have a couple of Carolina Reaper hybrids that I threw into the ground that you can't really see very well right now, but they are sprouting. My father actually provided me with those seeds. My dad loves to grow spicy peppers. He loves it more than anything. That is his gardening niche, and he gets his seeds from a specific seed supplier. So my dad, when we moved here to Alabama, gave me all of his leftover pepper seeds so that I could grow them when I got here. And I have not grown any yet. He knows about that, but obviously I needed to get around to growing them, so I put some in the ground, and that is what you're looking at. Up here in the top, which you can't really see, there's not much coming of them, I don't think. That may be one. We've got some red jalapenos, so hopefully some red jalapenos will come up here at some point. Our last row over here, it looks like beard hair. It looks so funny, but it is carrots. So we've got carrots all the way throughout. I just dumped them down the entire row right here. If you've ever seen or handled carrot seeds, then you know why I did that, because they are next to impossible to handle. I mean, they were some of the tiniest seeds I've ever seen in my life, so I just threw them out here, and we're going to monitor the growth of all of this over the summers. It's almost hard not to share. It's super exciting. I just think that the ability to go out there and throw a bunch of stuff into the ground and just watch it grow is insane. I think that the ecosystem that we have here and the growing season that we have here is just so incredible that there's no way that I could just ignore it. I had to grow as much as I could and as much as I can. So that is just plot number one. There will be more coming. You guys just have to stay tuned for that. As the channel grows, as the garden progresses, we have got 7 acres nearly to garden on. 7 acres. So there's so much more to be done. Now, this is one of my favorite bushes on the entire property. So we've got our muscadine right here, and then we've got our blueberry bush. This is an absolutely humongous tree. This has got to be like 40, 50 something feet tall. This is the blueberry bush. Here's our kitty. Hello. Hi. This is one of our 2 farm cats. This is Crush. You guys will get to see a good bit of him. He's an absolute delight. He hangs out here on the property and eats our mice. The blueberry bush itself puts off so many blueberries that it's almost overwhelming. We will sit out here for hours on end, and when I say hours on end, I truly mean hours on end. You can just see there's blueberries as far as the eye can see them. We will sit out here with buckets and bowls and Tupperware containers and every single thing that we can to fit these things into because there are so many, and we will just pack it full. We wind up using it for a variety of different reasons. We use them with pancakes, we use them as a snack, we give them to our neighbors, we give them to our chickens and our dog, we use them in smoothies, we use them primarily in muffins. We love a good blueberry muffin with a good crumble on top. So there is a lot of different ways that you can utilize the blueberries. It's just a matter of utilizing them. Ultimately, this year my goal is to go through, and I actually want to buy a good food storage sealer, like a vacuum sealer, and go ahead and use that to seal some of those up. I don't know how to use one. I've never used one. I've never owned one. So I'm kind of researching brands and different things right now. But if I can take some of those blueberries and if I can freeze them over the winter in small individual bags and then use them throughout the winter season to make muffins and pancakes and things to that effect, I really think that I will feel a lot more accomplishment and I will feel like I'm getting more out of my garden. So the last plant that I'm going to show you guys today that I really love is this ginormous pear tree. We've got one right here and we've got one right there. And they both grow different pears for preserves is what I have been told. I am not very familiar with growing pears, preserve pears at that. So this is very new to me. I don't know how to can, so we don't have means of preserving them necessarily, but I give them to the neighbors to make preserves out of, and then they give me those preserves back in exchange. This brings pears very early on and puts them out throughout the entire summer, and oftentimes we are finding deer that come throughout and they will eat the pears off of the ground as they drop. And we're back. That was easy. Told you it was anticlimactic, but you know, that is what a beginner's garden looks like at the beginning of the gardening season. Say that 5 times fast. I'm just so excited that you guys came to sit with me today and walk through this with me and see my garden and see everything that it is that I love. It is so important to me. It is so important to my day-to-day experience. I wake up every single day and I think about my garden. I go to work and the first thing I do when I get home is I go to my garden. I love it more than anything in the world. It is the one place that I hope that I can spend the most of my time, and I feel like I gain the most accomplishment. And so I am just so grateful that you guys came to my channel today and to this video today, and you sat down and you hung out with me for a little bit. You know, I appreciate it. It is very sweet, it is very kind, it is something that I am very thankful for. Now that we have laid out the groundwork for the garden that we are going to be spending most of our time together in, I want to thank you guys and just truly tell you how grateful I am that you spent your time with me today, walking through our garden and seeing everything that it is that we love. And I wanted to invite you guys to join us next week. We will be posting every single Sunday at 12 p.m. sharp, and next week we will be bringing videos to you in reference to how we grew and how we are going to harvest and cure our garlic. We have that garlic out in the ground right now. It is fragrant, it is beautiful, and it is a culinary masterpiece, if I must say so myself. Stay tuned. We've got a lot of exciting content coming your way. If there's any content that you want to see, anything that is out of the left field that you think we should try to grow, anything that you are curious about, please feel free to leave your comments in the comment box below. We are on Instagram, we are on Facebook. Feel free to follow us. We are at Double Oak Farms. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week.